Hello YouTubers! This is my first ever upload, so I'm so glad to see you here. Today we will be making some caramelized onions. All these recipes online that say it takes 20 minutes, no, that is not right. If you're not there for at least 40 minutes, it's not done right, it's not done properly. So follow my video and we'll make some caramelized onions together. Use a sharp knife to chop the stem and root off the onion. Split it in half and then slice lengthwise. Make sure your slices aren't too thin as they are way more likely to dry out and burn. I prefer to slice in this direction because I find that slicing in rings gives me a stringy result. The texture is so much smoother this way. I'm using 2 large onions today, which will end up being a tiny portion, so don't fret if your pan is overflowing to begin with. There are so many dishes you can add caramelized onions to, but all I can think about right now is French onion soup. It's probably one of the only soups that I actually adore. Add enough olive oil to cover the base of your pan. Pop that on a medium flame and let that heat up. Next, add in your onions. Be sure to separate your slices as you put them in. It saves a lot of time fiddling with the spoon and it also gives everything an equal start. My son is such a menace. You can see him looking up to see if anyone's watching him as well. No luck, boy, not today. Keep stirring often. We want them to wilt down first before they start to brown. After those 6 to 10 minutes, it's time to pop it on a lower heat. Get it on a medium to low heat now. My front hob is far too hot for this, so I've had to move it across to a smaller one. At this point, I'm stirring every 3 minutes. I let them brown a little bit and then give it a nice stir. butter next. I prefer to add it now rather than the beginning, as it's way less likely to burn. I also feel like it gives it a creamier, richer taste compared to putting it in at the start. Now it's time for the sugar. This is where the science goes down. I'd explain it, but to be honest, I really don't understand it. It's all down to a chemical reaction. A lot of people don't appreciate the depth balsamic vinegar adds to this dish, but I am not one of those people. I love the rich, sharp chutney flavour it brings. I don't know why I even began to measure when I'm more of a pourer. Please remember, when it comes to seasoning food, always add a little at a time. You can always add more, but you can never take it back once you go overboard. That goes for the salt, the sugar, the balsamic, everything. Once most of the moisture has evaporated, you can add some salt just to draw out that last bit of moisture, as well as to season it. Remember, we aren't rushing this, no cheating. Let them brown a little and stick slightly to your pan before you stir. Mix all of that flavour in. Be sure to stir every few minutes. The more they caramelized and cook down, the more attentive you'll have to be to avoid burning. As we get to the end of cooking, your caramelized onions may need a bit of extra liquid. I'm using water today, but you could use your favourite cognac, stock, or whatever else you think would go well to deglaze the pan. We want all of that flavour. And while cooking, if at any point you feel that you need a bit of liquid in there, add a little bit. Do you see what I mean about the tiny portion? Look at it, it's ridiculous, but it's worth it. It is worth every second. Thank you so much for joining me. Soon I'll be making some French onion soup and some caramelized onion beef sliders, so please subscribe if you want to see that. Thank you.